Hello, and welcome to Workbook Lesson 2. So, I hope the first one went okay. Today is going to be somewhat similar, in the same vein anyway. So, today's lesson is called I Have Given Everything I See All the Meaning That It Has for Me. And on first inspection, you'll think that's somewhat similar. First one was, I believe, Nothing I See Means Anything. So you'll notice this in a lot of the lessons where they kind of take it the next progressive step forward after that. They'll try to get you to get rid of one sort of barrier in your mind. And then after that, they're going to go after give you a new direction to go once that barrier is done. So it's kind of like you have a block in a dam, and then you kind of get through it. And then there's two ways down a river, and they're going to tell you which way is you could say it's like, yeah, two different rivers, and then yeah, just which way is going to be the most beneficial for you, and which way is going to support the course. So we're going to get back to what we were talking about before, because the best way to understand this is really through that diagram I gave. So if you haven't watched Workbook Lesson 1, I recommend you do that before you go forward here. Okay, so we remember image somewhat like this from last time. So we have, let me just get this set up here. So we have light coming in from an external world. So this right here, this light is coming in. It's hitting something which we liken to a mirror at this spot. And then this mirror is reflecting both into the film that's showing the story and into these people that are watching the story. And the wall that was in Plato's cave, they call the altar. And just to get you closer, maybe if you've read a bit already, this mirror we're going to liken to the mind. They use this term a lot in the course as well. And the film is going to be the veil. And they keep on talking about how easily this veil is removed in the actual text. So, like I said the other day, we kind of want to get rid of this because this is what's not very beneficial to us. So, if we're going to look at this, we're going to say, I give it everything I see the meaning that it has for me. So what this is really saying is these little guys in the corner here, this is not you. Remember what we said before, this is you. So we think we're one of these. So this little person is giving meaning to the world that's reflecting back into this. And I think what they're trying to say in a lot of the course is that when you're trying to be thinking with your brain, that this is actually blank. And I think when you really relax and comfort yourself, and this is why meditation works so well as well, is that this is what we're trying to get back to, is this oneness mind, this all-seeing eye, if you want. So this is what we're trying to get back to. And these guys are what we're taking our information from the screen. So it's not like the film came from nowhere. It came from mind, but mind in a belief that wasn't true. So this is untrue, and then these individual opinions on this are another level of untrue. So it's like a layer upon another layer of untruth, which is what we should see the reality as being. It's just mind. Okay, so let's go to the actual lesson. So I've given everything I see all the meaning that it has for me. So it's important to keep in mind here as the ideas that we have as being that little person's ideas. Actually, we'll have to do this first. So that little person that we talked about, his ideas, not the larger you, which is the mirror of mind. And that's not even all of you either, but that's just the best reflection of you within this world, or the one that we have connection with and we cannot become unconnected with. So you're going to, in this mind that feeds back into that mind, go back and unwire all these wires and constraints you have on the world that you see. So the idea is to look around the entire room, so reading from the quote here, street or nature scene, and acknowledge that you have given all the objects you see meaning that they have for you. So say that you see a basketball on the ground. You just don't see a basketball. You see all these connotations that are firing in this little guy's brain about what basketballs have meant to you in the past and what they are and who should be having them and who shouldn't be having them. And there's all this differential judgment that sort of puts constraints on what that is. So if you could see that basketball for the first time the way a baby sees it, you would see it completely differently. And there's a thin line there, but think of it that way. You're trying to get back to that. So when you're saying this, and you really don't have to repeat this like you did the first lesson, where you say it for everything that you see, just say the main idea here on the top. So just say this whole idea, and make sure it has meaning for you though. Make sure that you at least kind of vaguely grasp the concept that it could be true. And nobody's asking you, nobody's forcing you to believe this stuff right away. The Course says that your judgment isn't necessary at this point, but just your participation is. And this is a required course, as they say. So this is just going to help you in every way possible. It's not going to confuse you. I can imagine that a lot of people have a lot of ideas about what this is going to do, but if you just look around the room and try to realize that everything that you see has all these layers of meaning on it, you can hopefully open up eventually to seeing those things anew, like a baby does. So start close and work outward, but with no intent, just like the first time, indiscriminate as possible. So just looking at it, relaxed, calm. No required amount of time. Your mind will set the pace. So if you're relaxed, that's the only thing you have to worry about. You're trying to keep your mind as open as clear as possible, what you consider to be your mind. Well, I should say just taking in the information as an observer rather than somebody that's trying to judge it or differentiate between one thing to another. So if you see it, include it. And everything is equal. There's nothing that's more important than anything else. So this kind of gets back to this first principle, and a lot of people have used this first principle, and I don't know if they've all used it correctly, but it's really stuck with a lot of people. So there's no order of difficulty in miracles. So if you were going to see the world anew and all those things that were on the film that you see, all those things can change in the blink of an eye if it's just like a dream. And we're going to probably talk about this during the next lesson, but this isn't something just isolated to this course. And I keep on trying to include other minds that have thought along these same lines. We're going to do a little bit with Shakespeare and a little bit with Edgar Allan Poe, talking about the world being like a dream. And if you think of the whole world like a dream, it's really not hard to think of you moving a mountain as the example they gave in the course, and that being possible, because anything can happen in a dream world if it is that, right? So for now, this is your mission today. This one again is about 2 minutes, and at the same time, that was unintended. Let me go back here. Went the wrong way. Oh, there's a recoup of all that we've done so far. I'll talk about that tomorrow. So again, this is only going to be about 2 minutes, and it's only going to be about maybe even 1 minute, just going around, looking around the room and doing each of these steps. Okay, good luck to you, and we will see you for lesson number 3 very shortly. Thank you very much.